Baby Cruise's $20,000 nursery. Next, Access Hollywood.
Good evening, I'm Bob Schieffer. China's President Hu came to the White House today, but for a brief time, a lone protester disrupted the ceremony. And later, when the president asked for more help in isolating Iran, there was no indication he got it. Who's on first tonight? Then we'll cover these stories.
If you drive, pay attention. I'm Bob Orr on what's behind 8 of every 10 accidents on the road.
I'm Lara Logan with an exclusive look inside the Green Beret mission in Iraq.
And what do you give a queen on her 80th birthday? I'm Mark Phillips on a gift that might surprise you.
This is the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer.
China's president came to see President Bush today, but this was not the best day the White House ever had. First, a government announcer introduced China's national anthem by calling it the national anthem of the Republic of China. In fact, the Republic of China is the formal name of the island of Taiwan, which claims to be an independent nation, a claim that China fiercely disputes. Then a heckler got into the White House grounds and caused a commotion. And finally, when the two presidents sat down together, it does not appear they got much done. Here's Jim Maxwell.
The high pomp and pageantry of the U.S. welcome for China's president masked the wariness that still marks the relationship. What the president said diplomatically:
"We will address our differences in a spirit of mutual respect."
An aide put more plainly to CBS News, quote, "We have substantial issues with the regime." Still, Mr. Bush was extending a pat-on-the-back welcome when a protester greeted China's president more dramatically.
President Bush, stop him! I'll kill him!
A 47-year-old American named Wenyi Wang, a New York doctor, supporter of the Falun Gong religious movement, as well as a journalist with a legitimate press credential, screamed for 2 uncomfortable minutes about the lack of religious freedom in China as President Hu spoke. She was arrested, and President Bush later expressed his regret to the Chinese leader. Mr. Bush and Mr. Hu had a lot to go over in their 3 hours together: human rights, Taiwan, and a huge trade imbalance. But all took a back seat to nuclear threats, Iran and North Korea.
China is an important voice in international affairs.
China's a permanent member of the UN Security Council. That means it can veto any U.S. plans for sanctions on Iran for its nuclear ambitions. One reason China is hesitant to come down too hard is 13% of its oil comes from Iran, and China needs to keep the flow uninterrupted to feed its booming economy.
Basically, Iran is a member of President Bush's axis of evil, not President Hu's. So China and the U.S. just may have very different ideas at the end of the day about how Iran needs to be pressured. A potential gap too big to be bridged at one half-day summit, Bob.
Jim, back to that heckler. The Chinese don't see their officials heckle very much. How will that play back in China?
How will it play? It won't play. State TV didn't run the demonstration through several international feeds, but they go through a monitoring station. They were blacked out. In fact, Bob, the BBC's report about the censoring, it was censored.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Jim. There is one thing the United States and China have in common. It is our love for imported oil. We cannot get enough of it. And the law of supply and demand being what it is, that is what is driving up the price, which, of course, we all feel when we fill up at the pump. Here's our business correspondent now, Anthony Mason.
China is an economic dragon, the fastest growing economy in the world with an insatiable appetite for oil.
China's growth is a big factor in expanding world demand for energy and therefore driving up the global price.
Fred Bergston, author of a book on the Chinese economy, says the U.S. remains the largest consumer of crude, 20 million barrels a day. But China is now the second largest, using 6.5 million barrels daily, and the Energy Department predicts China's demand will more than double by 2025.
China could very soon, within a decade or so, really drive the world oil market on an ongoing basis.
And if you're an oil trader and you look at those numbers, you've got to wonder, where is the oil going to come from?
OPEC can't meet that kind of demand. So prices are surging in the trading pits and at the pumps. According to a new congressional report, China's demand could add between 19 and 33 cents to the cost of a gallon of gas over the next 5 years.
We need to realize the seriousness of the situation we are getting ourselves into and begin to take some steps to deal with it.
And China's move from bicycles to cars is just beginning. 2 years ago, China had only 23 million cars on the road, a tenth of what we have here in the U.S. And they have more than 4 times as many people.
If they ever got to per capita automobile usage like we have, their number of autos on the roads and therefore their energy consumption would swamp ours.
More like a tidal wave. If the Chinese per capita used as many vehicles as we do, they would have more than 900 million cars on the road. And Bob, that's a traffic jam we'd all get stuck in.
That's a lot of cars. Thanks, Anthony. A follow-up now on a story we reported last night, a new federal crackdown on illegal immigrants. Homeland Security officials emphasized today that this roundup goes beyond what they've been doing in the past by focusing on how and where illegals find work. And they called it a warning to companies that are tempted to employ them. Here's our national correspondent, Byron Pitts.
When INS agents crack down, it's normally illegal immigrants who face justice. Not today. Mixed in with the nearly 1,200 undocumented workers busted in a nationwide raid were their employers, 7 corporate executives of IFCO Systems, a manufacturing company. Men who in the past might only face fines now could serve up to 10 years in federal prison.
We use intelligence to define the scope of the organization, and then we use all of the tools we have, whether it's criminal enforcement or the immigration laws, to make sure we come down as hard as possible and break the back of those organizations.
It's all part of a new Get Tough policy aimed at the 11 million illegal immigrants in the U.S. But it's a crackdown with consequences. Detention centers nationwide are already at, near, and in some cases, over capacity. George Molinar runs the San Pedro facility. If you're forced to take in more detainees, what kind of strain will that put on your system?
We will be forced to actually look for more bed space.
Detaining and deporting illegal aliens is already an expensive business. Last year, it cost taxpayers $56 million in flights. That's an average of $600 per detainee for every trip home. Issues related to illegal immigration are both costly and complicated.
How'd you end up here?
I went on a cruise with the family to Mexico for 10 days.
And you got busted on the way back?
Yes.
Thomas Lamb is an illegal immigrant from Canada. He owns a restaurant and rental property in L.A., has 10 employees, and was a member of the city's Chamber of Commerce.
And we do work damn hard.
Mr. Lamb says even if he's deported, he'll be back. That sums up his plight and millions more like him. Caught in a revolving door, law enforcement pushing one way, lawbreakers the other. Byron Pitts, CBS News, San Pedro, California.
It turns out that immigration laws are also useful tools for getting sexual predators off the streets. Seen in this exclusive CBS News video, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents in New York arrested 52 convicted child sex offenders today from 14 countries. They'll all be deported for immigration violations. The car makers spend a lot of time trying to make cars safer. States spend millions to make highways safe, and cities and counties pay millions more in the name of safety to patrol those streets and highways. But today, a government study confirmed what most of us already believed, that most accidents happen because drivers are not thinking about driving. Here's Bob Orr in Washington.
Simply put, you can't drive and talk on a cell phone, or drink a soda, put on makeup, or read the paper. Of course, drivers routinely do all of those things. But be warned, if you try to multitask behind the wheel, your chances of crashing go way up. A new government-funded study from Virginia Tech, using cameras to track more than 200 drivers, reveals that 8 out of every 10 crashes involve drivers who are drowsy or not paying attention.
This study is a wake-up call to America to make sure to pay attention while you are driving.
Here's a woman who needs that wake-up call. She's falling asleep. And here's a man who loads a CD player and then swerves off the road. Highway safety advocates have long known that distractions are dangerous. But now the study, based on thousands of hours of recorded video, has put some Vegas-style odds on various driver behaviors.
When you're driving drowsy or you're behind the wheel and falling asleep, you're at a 4 times greater chance of being involved in a crash or near crash than an alert driver.
Reaching for a moving object, say a misbehaving child, increases your crash risk by 9 times. Looking out the window at something besides the road quadruples your chances of having a wreck. And researchers say dialing a phone, reading, or applying makeup each triples your risk of a crash.
So why aren't you worried about getting in an accident?
Because I can multitask. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even gadgets designed to help, like navigation systems and voice-activated phones, can also cause problems if drivers pay more attention to the technology than the road.
Increasingly, states are cracking down on cell phones. Here in Washington, for example, it's illegal to use a handheld phone while driving. But safety officials say it's very tough to outlaw distractions and harder still to regulate drivers' behavior. Bob?
Thank you very much, Bob. Next on the evening news tonight, tough Green Beret training for Iraq's toughest soldiers, and Lara Logan will take us right into the thick of it.
Keeping control of a busy emergency room, Janet is a formidable woman. But she was no match for something smaller than the tip of a pen. It KO'd Janet so fast, she didn't know what hit her. It was a clot. Like Janet, if you've been hospitalized with heart-related chest pain or a certain type of heart attack, what doctors call ACS, chances are you've had a clot. But now Janet's doctor is helping increase Janet's protection against heart attack and stroke by putting Janet on Plavix. Plavix, in combination with aspirin and other heart medicines, helps provide greater protection against heart attack and stroke than aspirin and other heart medicines alone by helping keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots.
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you shouldn't use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase. To minimize this risk, talk to your doctor before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix. Additional rare but serious side effects could occur.
Ask your doctor about Plavix today, because no matter how formidable you are, you're no match for a dangerous clot. If you take Plavix with aspirin, continuing to do so will help increase your protection against a future heart attack or stroke. Beyond aspirin and your other heart medicines alone, you may be feeling better, but your risk never goes away. Help stay protected. Stay with Plavix.
Hello, my flower. I'm stuffed up and so congested.
Nasonex relieves congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms. Maybe that's why 4 million nasal allergy sufferers used Nasonex last year. Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
I have returned, my flower, a changed bee.
Nasonex treats congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms. Ask your doctor about Nasonex. Have you picked up your Nasonex refill? You should pick it up soon.
Time's wasting. So what are you waiting for?
Pick up your Nasonex refill today.
Nasonex.
Roundup Extended Control. It kills tough weeds fast. It also prevents. Just spray wherever you don't want weeds, and you won't get weeds for up to 1, 2, 3 full months. Roundup Extended Control. Weeds have met their match.
The political logjam that has blocked formation of a unity government in Iraq may have finally broken today. The prime minister, a Shiite opposed by Sunnis and Kurds, finally gave up his bid for a new term. As the Iraqis have continued to wrangle over forming a government, the price the United States is paying for the war just keeps going up. At least 2,374 American servicemen and women have now been killed, and in a new study, a Washington think tank reports U.S. military spending on the war has skyrocketed. The report estimates the cost this year at $94 billion. That is nearly twice what it was the year the United States invaded Iraq. Our chief foreign correspondent, Lara Logan, has been reporting from the front lines in Iraq this week, and tonight she is with the Special Forces.
They are Iraq's Green Berets in training. And the Special Forces instructors taking them through their paces are all Iraqi. That's a long way from where they were nearly 3 years ago when this elite unit was first formed by American Green Berets.
Their learning curve is very dramatic. They pick it up very quick because, their lives are on the line.
This Special Forces commander, whose name we can't give you for security reasons, has spent more time in Iraq since the U.S. invasion than he has at home.
There are very frustrating days. On those days, you have to say to yourself, I love it because if I just liked it, I would quit.
Quitting is still an option for these new recruits on the Special Forces selection course. It's day 5, and of the 400 who signed up, 121 have already dropped out. The day after these pictures were taken, one of these recruits would end up in detention after they discovered he's a member of a militia that's been targeting the Special Force commandos.
When they go home for leave, if they're not secret enough, or if they keep it close hold and the wrong people found out, they can be shot on the street, they can be kidnapped, tortured, mutilated.
That's why we can't show you the faces of the Iraqi instructors or the recruits. It takes a lot for these recruits just to show up for this selection course because they know the Iraqi Special Forces are a prime target for the insurgents and some militia groups. Even those recruits who don't make it through the course are putting their lives at risk because they have to return to their communities where any association with the Iraqi Special Operations Forces is enough to get them and their families killed. This 23-year-old Iraqi sergeant major has already paid a high price. After a series of threats, his father was gunned down by insurgents.
That's a big sacrifice to make for your country.
As long as they're killing our families, we have to fight back, he told me.
Is it worth it?
Of course. The main issue now, the Americans say, is not the skill of these soldiers, it's the Iraqi government's ability to sustain and supply them. On night raids like this one, it's still American choppers carrying the Iraqi Special Forces to their target. Their mission here was to find the remains of an American pilot who was shot down the week before. They found 3 of the men they say were involved in the attack, but not the remains. Yet both the American and the Iraqi soldiers said they'd keep looking for as long as it takes. A sign, this Green Beret says, of the close bond they now share.
I love them. They really want to make a difference in their country. I trust one of them just like I trust my own guys.
With no sign that the fight in Iraq is fading, that trust will be tested again and again. Lara Logan, CBS News, Baghdad.
And Lara will be with the Iraqi version of our secret Delta Force in tomorrow's report. Still ahead on the CBS Evening News tonight, when you call 911 in an emergency, you expect help to come right away. Why it may not. Next.
Roger, come on, boy. It's time for your bath.
Lover, but a bath? No, thank you.
I'll give you a bacon treat.
Ugh, a fake bacon treat?
How about new Schmackos, made with real bacon?
Real bacon!
New Schmackos, made with real bacon your dog will love.
Dogs go wacko, Schmackos.
For a free trial, go to schmackos.com.
All of us have internal plumbing. But for some of us, with frequent bladder urges, our pipes just don't work as well as they should. Sometimes you worry you could spring an embarrassing leak. So why deal with it on your own when there's something more you can do? Treat it once daily with Vesicare. Vesicare can reduce urges and may even help relieve bladder leakage. If you have certain types of stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems, do not take Vesicare. While taking Vesicare, if you experience a serious allergic reaction, severe abdominal pain, or become constipated for 3 or more days, tell your doctor right away. Common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, blurred vision, and indigestion. So ask your doctor today if Vesicare is right for you. Fewer urges and leaks with Vesicare. Save $25 by calling now or visiting Vesicare.com for your free kit.
If you have indoor or outdoor allergies, ask your doctor about something different. Singulair. While many allergy medicines block histamine, Singulair works differently by blocking leukotrienes, an underlying cause of allergy symptoms. And Singulair is approved to help relieve both indoor and outdoor allergy symptoms for a full 24 hours. Side effects are generally mild and vary by age and may include headache, ear infection, sore throat, and upper respiratory infection. Singulair, a different way to treat indoor and outdoor allergies.
If you use those over-the-counter drops several times a day, you may have chronic dry eye due to decreased tear production without knowing it, like me. And my doctor prescribed Restasis.
With continued use, Restasis helps increase your natural ability to produce tears, which may be reduced by inflammation due to chronic dry eye. It should not be used by patients with active eye infections and has not been studied in patients with a history of herpes viral infections of the eye. The most common side effect is a burning sensation.
More of my own tears. Thanks, Restasis.
One reason so many of us carry cell phones is to call for help in an emergency, but it doesn't do much good if we call 911 and the police can't find us. Congress authorized spending $250 million a year for what is called Enhanced 911, but so far it has not actually come up with the money. And that is one reason help may not be on the way. Here's Mika Brzezinski.
I don't know where he's bleeding from.
This frantic caller had just witnessed a drive-by shooting.
I'm scared that they're going to come back.
Ma'am.
And I don't know where he's from.
Ma'am.
But she was on a cell phone.
I'm at Mulligan.
The address for Mulligan.
I don't know the address.
And that made it nearly impossible for Cincinnati 911 operator Jeff Bradley to send help.
Location is the most important piece of information. And not knowing their location, I mean, it's like trying to drive in the dark with no headlights.
1042 copy. And it's not just Cincinnati. 911 centers around the country are driving blind.
Cincinnati 911, where's your emergency?
Unable to identify cell phone callers' locations because they haven't upgraded their call tracking technology. Here's how it's supposed to work. When someone dials 911 on a cell phone, satellites pick up and relay the data to the nearest 911 call center, where computers display the caller's location within about a city block's margin of error. But if that call came on an old cell phone, or if the 911 center doesn't have the technology upgrade, all bets are off.
Well, our 911 system is stuck in the 20th century.
Since the attacks of 9/11, New York Senator Hillary Clinton has worked to get the entire country's 911 system up to par. But still, more than 40% of the country's call centers, known as PSAPs, are poorly equipped.
If there were another terrorist attack right now, would we be in the same situation we were in 9/11?
Well, it would depend upon what cell phone you used, what part of the country you were in, whether the PSAP answering your call had the capacity to locate you.
A congressional study just out found that at least 4 states collected the money to fix the problem through phone bill surcharges, but instead spent it elsewhere.
We can play games on these phones. We can send pictures to people, but we can't be located if we call 911.
I know.
Ma'am, do you hear what I said? If I don't find out where you are, I can't get you any help.
It took almost 2 minutes, but Jeff Bradley, who was fighting his own battle with cancer at the time and who lost that fight shortly after talking to CBS News, figured out where the caller was.
Well, I looked it up in the phone book, in white pages.
So you're flipping through the phone book.
Flipped through the phone book, yes.
It's impossible to know whether that extra time would have made a difference. The gunshot victim did make it to the hospital, but he died soon after. Mika Brzezinski, CBS News, Cincinnati.
Coming up next, 80 years of smiling and waving, but there may be some things you don't know about the Queen of England.
Incoming email.
With OnStar Vehicle Diagnostics, your Chevy runs hundreds of diagnostic checks every month and emails you the results. It's like having a conversation with your vehicle.
Hey, I'm really glad we could talk like that. We should do it again.
There's no extra cost to eligible OnStar subscribers. Just press your blue OnStar button to sign up. Chevy, America's #1 brand, offers more vehicles with the peace of mind of OnStar.
The Astelin?
It could be allergies getting to you, but irritants can cause your symptoms too.
Astelin is seasonal allergy medicine, also approved for nasal symptoms caused by irritants like smoke and smog. These aren't.
For people 12 and over, most common side effects may include bitter taste, headache, nasal inflammation or burning, and drowsiness.
Don't let allergens or irritants do you in.
Ask your doctor about
Astelin.
Good thing there's the speed of Maalox in a chewable, because nothing's faster. Maalox, kick acid.
Your first age spot. You think everyone notices. A laser can zap it, but lasers aren't for you. New Olay Regenerist Targeted Tone Enhancer. To pinpoint discolorations, diminish their appearance, bring new brightness to your skin.
Experience Ambien CR for yourself. Talk to your doctor to see if Ambien CR is right for you. Then call for your 7-day free trial offer. Ambien CR has a controlled release formula and is the only sleep aid with 2 layers. The first dissolves quickly to help you get to sleep fast. The second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. So you can wake up and get ready for your day. Ambien CR is a treatment option you and your doctor can consider, along with lifestyle changes, and can be taken for as long as your doctor recommends. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. Don't take it with alcohol. Ambien CR is a non-narcotic. Most sleep medicines have some risk of dependency. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Be sure you're able to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active again. Call today for your 7-day free trial offer of Ambien CR. Tomorrow will thank you.
Coming up in just moments on News Channel 5 at 6, authorities in Coffee County are looking for a man they say first robbed and shot a woman, then tried to run over police. Details at 6.
They are getting ready for a big party in London to the surprise of no one. After all, I do share our forefathers' view of British royalty. My invitation must have been lost in the mail. But in any case, it will be quite a party. Here's Mark Phillips.
If you count her picture on the money and add all of the portraits of her, 139 of them that have been done over the years, her face may be about the most familiar image on the planet. Queen Elizabeth has probably been painted and snapped more than most supermodels, albeit over a much longer career. She turns 80 tomorrow, but the party's already started. If birthdays are about numbers, this one may be setting new records for keeping score. It's not just the basics, 80 years, 54 as monarch. Buckingham Palace has felt the need to release 80 new facts about this queen that most people probably didn't know, and that, quite frankly, many may not have been interested in knowing.
In the hot sunshine of Nairobi, the royal tour began.
Like fact number 12, that the Queen has made 256 overseas visits to 129 countries.
I named this ship Queen Elizabeth II.
And launched 23 ships. Not many will know that, fact 51, the Apollo 11 astronauts left a message from her on the moon.
Can you give me your paw?
Or that she's had 30 corgi dogs.
That's it.
There are no figures on the number of hands she's shaken or small talk conversations she's had. But she's been through 10 British prime ministers, 11 American presidents, and 6 popes. And she's left her admirers gasping in her wake.
In her 80 years, the world's gone, whoa! And now we have an 80-year-old monarch who texts her grandsons on her mobile. I mean, she's a pretty cool cat.
Which, numbers aside, for a woman of a certain age may be the best birthday compliment you can get. Mark Phillips, CBS News, London.
And that's the news. I'm Bob Schieffer, CBS News in New York. We'll see you right here tomorrow. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Walmart. Surprises are in store at Walmart, like a 42-inch plasma TV that's sure to keep the whole family happy. See why more people are watching the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer. Experience CBS News.
A massive manhunt in the mid-state. Police say a dangerous man is on the run. And tonight, 2 people are in the hospital, including a young child.
Lightning has caused some major problems in Middle Tennessee. 2 fires and 2 people taken to the hospital.
And just scattered showers in our area right now, but back to the southwest, yet another wave of storms is headed our way. Your news begins now.
From your news and information leader, winner of the Emmy for News Excellence, this is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. A massive manhunt is underway in Middle Tennessee.
Investigators say a man robbed a woman, shot her, then tried to run over police. But the story doesn't end there. News Channel 5's Cheryl Tucker is live near Manchester. Cheryl, tell us, how exactly did all this begin?
Well, Chris, it all began with that robbery you just mentioned. Police say Christopher Buchanan tried to rob a woman inside her home this morning. That woman was shot in the upper arm. Now, that brings us to the location where we are right now. Authorities are searching the Boynton Valley area by air and by foot. It's believed Buchanan is on the run in this area.